Hello, myself Sunil R Nair, and here basically we are discussing about the one topic that is basically the topic that is basically given one name that is the uh, colleges and basically the other colleges basically other colleges basically says that basically these all are the basically things basically which we do in colleges basically we all do this of all tasks basically. This whole task basically is done by our side basically. So in this basically we saw that this all are the tasks, that task, this task, basically. This whole task basically are done by the us basically. That basically says that in this basically we saw that each and every political groups are basically controlled by who is controlling political groups. Like this basically we saw that each and every demand supply of the onion basically is controlled by which group. Like this basically we saw lots of things basically. Like this basically see lots of things basically. And in this basically he told that basically for example you are like this basically few people says that basically do you know Sunil, each and every human needs which you eat na, that is also basically controlled by the college group basically. How basically he told that for example tomorrow you are going to drink some milk na, milk. Yeah, basically I am going to drink some milk. That might basically affect the kidney also. Then basically how basically you can say that basically, how basically your kidney basically will get effect, lots of things basically will happen. Like this basically he told that basically how basically you can say that. Then he told that basically milk basically is basically good for health, but that basically energy is controlled by the set of groups basically, that you know basically. Then he told that yes, yeah. So that type of thing basically is also here basically just taken as an example basically. Here basically I am just taking as an example basically. Like this basically each and every people takes the human needs that is basically controlled by the set of groups basically. For example Bollywood group says that basically he basically is eating our biscuit, so basically whenever basically the energy basically we are going to give na, that time basically we are going to damages each and every body parts basically. Which body parts, that basically our Supreme Court and High Court basically decides. They say that basically what are the things basically he has done, what are the things he has not done. Like this basically we damage his each and every body parts basically. For example one person told that basically your head part was basically damaged. Then he told yes exactly basically what basically thing basically you have eaten basically. According to that basically the college group basically says that for example in Mumbai basically that basically is handled by the Bollywood group basically. In Vadodara basically who handles it? Here basically the original of Bollywood basically. Na? Then here basically who handles basically. Then he told that basically there are few professors basically who says that basically this blood group basically this part basically has to damage. This blood group basically this part has to be damaged. That basically they decide basically. But literally basically all professors are or basically not like that basically. All professors are basically not like that. All professor basically are not like that basically. They will say that basically they will damage the, we will damage the hand, we will damage the kidney, we will damage the head of these all blood groups basically. They are not basically all basically are not equal basically. If all will become equal then basically the Vadodara city will get fire basically. Fire means basically entire Vadodara city will get fire. That's how basically they manage each and everything very cleanly and with perfect plan basically. For example, this blood group basically is told that basically we had damaged this parts. Then basically they stops for few days basically. Then they basically damage the few body parts from the another group basically. Otherwise, basically entire Vadodara will become angry, and then basically they fire each and every police station. They will fire each and every hospitals. They will fire each and every place. Like this, basically thing might possible basically. That basically very rare happens basically. In not only in Vadodara basically, entire Mumbai basically, Kolkata, each and every place basically. So you want to say that basically the this Bollywood, Hollywood, sorry, I'm talking about India basically. So you want to say that this Bollywood group basically handles each and every body parts of the each and every people. Yeah, basically they are basically kept in front of the world basically, and they basically kept themselves safe basically. by keeping duplicate people in their place basically. For example, one person says that basically my in front of the world basically his house is basically here in Bandra, but that basically is a duplicate basically. But real people basically never they stay basically there. Real people they never stay basically there. Real people basically they never stays there basically. Then he told that basically, then one person told that basically, like this also thing basically happens. For example, one person is a writer, and he basically told that basically it's very difficult me to handle the situation. So you do one thing, you become a writer in front of the world basically, and I will keep writing. I will keep writing. You stay basically in front of the world as a writer. Then he told that basically dangerous, yeah. That means you want to say that Bollywood is dangerous or very dangerous. Then he told that basically it's very dangerous. Because whatever things, whatever order basically we get, according to that basically we do the task. They told that basically this person ki nasbandi or HIV AIDS hona chahiye. So according to that basically we have to write basically. According to that basically we have to write. So according to that basically somebody has written basically. And according to the things basically has happened. According to the interview was taken by one of the girl that this person की नसबंदी और AIDS तो 100% होगा. According to that lady basically also came for and taken the interview and told that basically 100% this is going to happen because Bollywood has written this basically. So entire Bollywood basically told that basically yes you have written basically. So that 100% that should happen basically. So that's why basically real people never stays in their house basically. If they stays basically like this basically they stay. If they stay also then also basically they stay like this basically. Like same way basically the professor are basically there. Sometimes they also gets the control basically of the city that do something basically write something basically. Then they also write basically. Sometimes basically they says that basically we have written this election, we have written this uh, onion basically price is going to increase decrease. Then one person told that basically one person written that basically onion price has to increase. For that basically what are the tasks basically you do basically? He basically literally written basically. But he never basically thought that basically what basically things is going to happen. Why what are the things basically has to be do practically. Like this he told that basically प्याज का भाव बढ़ा दो. Literally he directly told that basically. Then basically he never thought that basically the for example he given the example the other person basically given the example like this. Basically we have more than 1500 CRM project. From this 1500 CRM project basically these all are the project basically who produce the onion basically, and these all are the blood energy basically who gives the onion energy basically. So if you want to increase the blood basically, sorry, if you want to increase the onion price, then basically the production we have to stop. Production basically has to be less. For that basically we have to control the blood cells basically. What else basically we have to do here? If we are controlling that blood cells basically, then if any negative energy basically impact to that particular body, then basically we have to repair that body basically. It's not so easy basically. You have just literally written basically प्याज का भाव बढ़ा दो. Then basically it was that basically environment has to control, because on the according to the environment of the onion blood cells basically there are basically in India basically more than 200 crore people are there basically. From 200 crore people mostly basically 180 crore people basically mostly they eat onion. So there basically blood cells basically will get effect. So you have basically not thought basically this whole thing basically you have just written that प्याज का भाव बढ़ा दो, that's all. Then basically one of the person told that basically whenever you write the thing basically then basically you should have each and every data basically in front of you basically. If you want basically we can give you the one of the software basically like that the software industry person basically literally jumped into it. Whenever basically the problems comes then basically the software company literally jump. Then basically they told that basically we have the software basically you want that. Then they told that basically yes basically I want to hear that. Then basically each and every Bollywood person basically whenever they were writing, then basically they were using this software basically. So literally basically they taken the control of Bollywood basically. but not taken the control basically, because Bollywood group also basically do the practical verification. The things basically has happened or not. The person basically got HIV AIDS or not. He basically nasbandi hua ke nahi. Literally basically they take the sperm from someone and literally basically they check. Basically really basically the nasbandi has happened or not. Basically. Like this basically lots of things basically Bollywood groups are basically Bollywood group basically say that basically we don't believe anyone basically. We don't sometimes basically we don't believe our people also basically. Sometimes basically we don't believe our people also basically. Sometimes basically we don't believe our people also. Sometimes basically we don't believe our people also basically. So like this basically he told that basically not only college professor basically, but Bollywood groups they also basically writes in Bollywood basically actors basically can't write. The writer are basically are there. And writer basically I have taken one example basically that person basically is doing some assume that he is basically doing some house some job in his work house basically, but really he is the writer. He is the writer basically. He is basically the writer. But he basically told that basically, why don't you become writer in front of the world basically? Then he told that okay basically that's fine basically. I will become basically the writer in front of the world basically. You basically stay backside basically. Like this basically things are basically there. Like this basically few people says that basically uh, few people basically says that do you know basically that person which is going he is the basically owner of the particular company. Then he told that basically yes, basically he's owner. But in really basically the owner might be totally different basically. Owner might be totally different person only basically. So like this also basically things happen like this because owner only basically can take the certain level of decision basically. The person basically can't take that certain level of decision. Like same way basically the professor basically groups are there basically who says that basically we have basically more than like this one professor told that basically I have basically around more than 2 crore basically student basically who are basically have studied then basically and then basically they are basically doing job here and they are basically like this basically they are doing literally basically they are doing. Then basically they told that basically you basically basically see that basically what their your student basically are doing. Then he told that basically why I should see basically. If any student basically contacts to me, then basically I will see it. And the rest of thing basically up to what level basically I will take the tension basically. The professor basically told because I have the tension of the writing tension. I have the tension of the political people basically. One chief minister basically has came to handle them basically. Up to what level basically the professor will take the tension. And then he told that basically I only have basically 24 hours. Then basically up to what basically task basically I will be doing. Then he told that basically you are exactly correct. So he told that basically he basically told that I have given this control to certain level of people basically like human resource group basically I have created like this basically the recruitment agency basically I have created few visa people also basically I have created. If I want to know the exact status of the particular person who basically left outside for that also basically we have created. So like this basically entire chain is there basically. So basically if one person told that basically if that person is not supposed to get the job, then basically do one thing, pick this particular person basically. He have the entire chain of the each and every context basically. For example, this person is not supposed to get job. Then basically literally he just write the name of the particular person and then the entire chain will come. Basically who can help him, who basically will can basically get him out, who basically can help him in the recruitment side, like each and every data basically. So just basically you have to contact that person, then basically you have to tell that basically this person is not supposed to get job. Like this basically you literally do it basically. And basically who are basically told that basically who the person basically who are not legal basically, then basically create them legal basically. Create them and basically say that basically you are legally into the profession side basically, then take them also basically into the picture basically is not supposed to help. Like this basically the matrix has generated. Like this basically the matrix has generated. Literally the matrix has generated. And that has merged to the universe also basically. And it has merged to the hundreds of planets basically. That is the main thing basically. That is the main thing basically. And when basically the condition is going to satisfy one day, and that day will be the day. That day will be the day. So for that basically few people says that what actually he told here, that day will be day means what actually he told. That day will be day means what? Then basically he told that basically says lots of things basically. Then basically the professor basically told that basically I have to basically handle lots of things here basically. So basically I basically created few agencies, few basically the outside people, basically recruitment people also basically I have created. So basically I am only the professor basically. It's not like that basically. I am the businessman also basically. I can basically handle the economic thing also basically. I can handle the business also basically. I basically know what actually the sales is each and everything basically that I know. Then he told that you basically know sales basically, and then yeah basically I know the basically. Then he told that basically that AIDS and Asbandi which was going to happen. So you know basically that. Then he told that yeah exactly basically I know. That's why basically we have arranged a certain level of interviews also basically, and then basically we have given hint also to him that basically see basically we have given the interview basically your AIDS and Asbandi is going to happen. That girl basically has taken the interview. Like this basically the matrix basically literally generated here everything every each and every matrix basically has generated. It's not like that basically everything has happened and basically nobody has tracked that basically. The literally the matrix has generated, and more than 100 crore planets basically has captured that matrix here. Literally the 100 crore planets has generated the matrix, and the negative basically sorry the negative and positive energy basically that has merged with the entire universe basically. And the next roadmap basically has also created when basically the earth planet is going to move that side. This is basically going to happen. And the roadmap basically which is created, there basically 100% one day basically earth planet have to go, because the energy basically has created basically. So 100% basically whatever basically happens, earth planet have to go that side one day. So that will be that day. Then he told that basically what is the basically the thing basically will happen here. That sorry, then basically what actually this that day is day basically what actually want to say that basically, that basically if the things basically has generated the energy basically, it has taken lots of time na? It has not that basically 1 or 2 days basically has happened. It has basically generated from many years basically. So the energy basically has generated, and the in this basically the entire industry basically has jumped. Literally basically they jumped into it, and they told that basically we will do his nasbandi and we will do his we will give him aids also. Literally the entire industry basically jumped into it, and that basically supported by each and every country also basically. That is the main thing na? That is the main thing basically. The entire country basically given the proof also that basically we have supported that city, that is basically the India country, by giving nasbandi and by giving HIV AIDS. Literally basically the each and every country supported also basically. And they basically keeps on giving proof also basically. Like this basically this matrix also basically generated. Then professor basically told that basically we basically have to keep track of each and every matrix also basically, because for that basically we have created lots of system basically, that which matrix which person basically is basically getting which type of problems, which person basically is giving the problem, which person is basically planning the problem. For example, this HIV AIDS and Asbandi basically was planned by what group basically. So that group list also basically we have basically, and why basically they have planned that list also basically we have. That list also basically we change that entire group basically. Entire one group is, because it is planned by one group basically. And how they have planned that basically we have the entire list basically. Yeah? Entire list basically, whether they basically sits at 100 countries basically, 200 country far also, then also basically we will track them basically. If they says that basically we left the earth planet and we are in Mars basically, then also basically that condition is going to 100% going to capture him basically, because it's connected with 100 crore planets na, that's why. Like this basically he told that basically the like this basically we keeps each and every problems condition also basically. Like this, for example, one person basically got this all problems, so what basically the energy basically has generated, then basically one person told that there is no need to generate the need to keep the energy na, because the each and every place basically which is created by the political people, that basically is going to generate one story only. So one day basically the person basically is going to connect to certain level of stories, then he told yeah basically he's going to connect to one story basically that is 100%. So he's going to generate some story, that will be basically any story basically. Then he told that basically, yeah, basically he's going to generate who is going to connect to the any of the source. So he told that basically, as you basically do the behaviors according to that, basically you generate to the story basically. So he told that basically the behaviors is created by some group or basically who creates it. Then basically he told that basically that need to verify basically the whether basically his behavior is created or basically it's not created. Then he told that basically you basically eat that food, right? Then basically somebody has told you to eat that food. Then basically no, basically somebody has not told me. So basically then basically you are only creating your behaviors basically. But that food basically has is going to create like this basically. That basically is planned by some certain level of political people only, because they say that basically we want this many people should be connect to this story. For example, one person told that basically we want this person to be connected as to this area story. The area basically is going to generate this all energy. So we want this many peoples. So according to that, basically they do the plan. And they literally basically say that basically this particular restaurant basically in this restaurant basically this many people basically have eaten this food, and basically he only basically going to kill his entire family. That type of food basically he has eaten basically. That means basically you told that basically you have generated this type of story, that you basically are going to kill your family itself. Then he told that basically the requirement is like that basically from the universe side basically. One person told that basically you basically from that restaurant basically when you go to that restaurant basically say that we have given that type of food that basically he's going to fuck for entire night basically. He's going to fuck for entire night basically. Then basically he told that basically which kind of restaurant is there, which kind of restaurant basically each and every city is basically having. Then basically they told that basically that's created by the government there, we have not created it. But government basically is handled by whom basically? Set of professors. Professor basically handles the government. Na? Then he told basically, yeah, basically the government basically handles the professors. Then he told that basically which type of professor basically handles the city basically. Then he told that that basically is decided by the college or basically owner basically. He basically decides it. Then basically he told that basically how basically you decide that this college has to be create here. How basically you say that basically this college has to create in this country. Then he told that basically this is the question basically you have asked a good question basically. So that basically answer we are going to discuss in next video.